Welcome to Between the Stars version 1. Between the Stars is a story-based space action game with RPG elements, a huge, amazing, expansive lore and storyline, multiple ships, customization, crafting, research, crew management, where your decisions matter, and so does your luck. Every playthrough is different as the game throws different events at you, and the results change with the roll of a dice. The game flip-flops between intense ship-to-ship combat to super chill moments in a space station playing video games, drinking games, or gambling with your crew. Big thanks to the devs of this one for letting me showcase version 1 of the game just out now. There's a prologue you can play through which explains a lot of the story of the main campaign. Well, let's get started into a new campaign. Now, we've got several difficulty options that we can choose here. Normal mode or permadeath mode, normal or hard difficulty. We can enable or disable the dice rolls, dice combat, and negative attribute effects as well. I'm going to keep everything on the sort of default here so that we can experience the game and 3D the game as it was kind of intended to be played, I suppose. But I suppose if you're a veteran in the game, you're on your second, third playthrough, you can go hard, permadeath, give yourself a bit more of a challenge. But let's continue as we are. Now we get to choose our ship. And to begin with, we get a choice of 3 ships. Now, there are more ships available in the game later on. You can buy, depending on what your playstyle is and what you want your ship to be doing. But essentially, these 3 give you a kind of an early flavor, I suppose, of the 3 different playstyles. You've got your fast, maneuverable glass cannon down here in the Mercury Thalum. You've got your middle of the road, kind of do it all, master of none kind of thing, infinite astral. And you've got your sort of tanky, slow, battle cruisery type thing called the Cosmos Transporter, which is just a glorified cargo ship. It's basically got no engine power, but it has a lot of shield recharge and a lot of hull resistance. Each ship comes with basically about the same weapons, I think, and a special ability in this one is the burst. Short time the weapons fire at high speeds, except the high maneuverability glass cannon down here has a shield ability that distributes the shields rather quickly. It has a flak cannon for that sort of point defense as well. The glass cannon needs a bit extra help, basically, to stay alive. Because with that little resistance there, you fight one ship that has missile launchers, you're in a lot of trouble. Unless they've changed it since last I played. But, yeah, the glass cannon's very vulnerable to missile launchers because they ignore shields. So, yeah, that light hull just kind of gets a bit effed up. Generally, my playstyle is trying to take a lot of beating and dish a lot out. I generally like the kind of slower moving ships that just deal a huge amount of damage. But in this case, this thing doesn't have a huge amount of weapon energy. It just has a lot of shield recharge and stuff like that. So, I'm going to go for the Infinite Astral here because it is flexible. It has a bit of agility as well as resistance firepower. It is very middle of the road, but it's a great starter ship. And able to do most things and is very survivable. Let's change the color there to yellow. I'm also going to change my emblem to the nice little orc warg symbol over here, very Warhammer. And I'm going to change the name to a classic name for my sort of ships, especially around Spooky Monkey. Spooky Monkey. Can I have a capital S, please? Apparently not. Okay. Can I have a capital M but not a capital S? Oh, we'll go fully lowercase then. Spooky Monkey, great name for a pirate ship, if I may say so myself. We're going to go for that in a nice yellow. Let's go. Then we do have a bit of character customization here. Now, this character here will appear in mostly just portraits during dialogue and stuff like that, so I wouldn't pay too much mind. Essentially, as long as you've got a kind of agreeable face, I suppose, you know, she or he can look like kind of anyone you want, really. Or just hit randomize until you find someone that kind of fits the bill. You know, that's a very Janeway look, isn't it? Hey, look at that. We've got Captain Janeway there. I'm going to go with a dude, though. Let's just... Ah, wow. Look at the hair going on here. So the attributes up here, I mean, you can change your name. Sorry, I've missed this before. So you can actually randomize this. You get random... strong traits and a middle trait and a negative attribute as well. But if we randomize this, we can either get you'll see the same ones come up again, but basically you just hit it as many times as you want until you come up with a combination that you kind of agree with, I suppose. Generally, I try and get 2 greens, you know. So store prices increased by 50%. That's actually not too bad, but it's unpleasant. But yeah. Weapons consume less energy but do less damage. More resources are looted for enemies and increase engine power. But these two aren't very great. So let's see if we can find one that I like the look of. So this one I think is like least objectionable kind of thing. More resources are looted, which is always great. Reduce the reload time. Again, great. More accuracy but shoot slower. I mean, we're going to be able to shoot longer and more accurately and reload faster. I think these two actually kind of work together in a kind of roundabout kind of way. Bungler reduces engine power. Not the worst negative attribute. You know, you gotta have one. You gotta have one, right? So anyway, we're gonna go with that. My guy is called Reginald. Reginald Spanjington, reporting for duty.
Captain, we're in the sectors adjacent to Test Stella. The War Council will not be held for another 2 days.
Understood, May. We'll take advantage of the downtime to supply our ship and patrol the area. Input coordinates to the nearest space station.
No need, Captain. Our power levels will let us fly for at least another 2 weeks.
We've spoken about this, May. The crew is exhausted. They've been eating nothing but synthetic proteins for a month. They need a breather.
Aye, Captain. Coordinates set.
Yeah, so you got this pesky AI thinks they know better, eh? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Between the Stars. So this is where you're going to be spending most of your time out here in third-person camera with your ship. Now, there are multiple camera modes. There's a sort of free-ish kind of fixed pivot camera. There's the default one, which is a bit floaty and annoying. And there's this kind of high responsive one, which is generally the one I use myself. I've remapped to V on that one, but I think the default for camera controls is X. Yeah, when you play for a little bit, you might want to reconfigure some of the controls here. For example, I've got up as space and down as C, which is kind of typical of where I would normally be. Space would normally be the boost, where I've changed that to left shift. So kind of change the controls to match what like a person controls, you know. Anyway, so we've got here several signals that we can look at. We got a distress signal up ahead, we got suspicious activity, and we've got a station as well. In the bottom right corner, just to give you a kind of whistle-top tour of the UI here. On the left-hand side, you've got your shields, your hull, and whatever special abilities you have 1 to 6. And finally, you might have noticed in the very, very bottom right there is a power distribution board, where you can distribute your power between weapons, shields, and engines, depending on the situation and what you need at the time. Just use the arrow keys to cycle through that. Now, our objective is to spend time wisely until the War Council investigates the neighboring sectors and accepting a few contracts. We are going to do just that. We are going to go ahead over to this distress signal here is 90 kilometers away. A lot of the kind of interactions in the game are like boards like this. It's almost like an interactive board game in some ways. Once you have confirmed the signal on the monitors, you can glimpse an abandoned ship through the bridge's bay window. You immediately get chills. The hull seems intact and the distress signal, coupled with the lights, which are still online, confirms the power system is undamaged. Your terminal light up, then crew member Lemoyne gives you a report on the situation. So Lemoyne is an engineer, Stephanie Lemoyne over here. Captain, the ship's crew is unresponsive to our incoming transmissions. We'll keep a safe distance until further orders. And then you get a selection of options here. But you might notice each of your crew member has a health status. So depending on how these interactions go, and they're very sort of D&D in a way that, you go down a corridor. Which way do you want to go, left or right? And then when you get to things, you roll a dice and it determines whether you succeed or die, and, you know. So, we must answer the distress signal, get the suits ready, we're going in, or withdraw. It's not worth the risk. Let's see what...
Pilot, take us to the next target.
So we're going to go in here. We're going to approach the vessel and see what comes up. Now, this might be a trap. It might be a simple case of pirates have sent a fake distress signal and is trying to lure us in. That happens. That does happen. But it might also just be an abandoned ship because of a virus. because of starvation. Lots of things can come up. It's quite good. That actually looks like the glass cannon ship from the selection that we had at the beginning. The coupling request has gone unanswered, so the only viable route is to force the hatch open. The antechamber leading to the interior of the ship will make sure a complete decompression is avoided. A well-chosen safety measure to ensure rescue is possible in the case of an opening systems failure. Your crew gets to work, and they exit the ship with their spacesuits on. In but 1 hour, the machinery is positioned and ready to force opening of the hatch, as if it were made of tin. Reroute power towards the pistons. You board the ship and make sure the power flow is stable. Upon confirmation from the engineers and receipt of the toxicity readings from the scientists, you proceed through the decompression room and remove your helmets to continue investigating. You traverse the corridors with caution. Alert to any signal that might indicate imminent danger. Silence. Absolute silence. Not even the slightest sound comes from any of the rooms you leave behind. This is baffling. The ship was in good shape. Even though the crew had disappeared, you hope that at least my system will shed some light on what happened. We should divide into smaller groups to search for clues. Or we will stick together. I'm going to divide. There's no sign of danger at the moment. We got a lot of ship to cover, and at this point I think the risk is reasonably low that we're going to get like ambushed. There's no clue whatsoever that there's any kind of like alien or anything on board. So I am going to divide. I know that generally you think, oh my gosh, don't divide up. That's how people start dying. I think at this page the risk is okay. Following your orders, the crew separate into groups and search for survivors along different paths. Javette and Nelson remain behind to guard the rear. Something snapping behind a hatch puts you on alert. You raise your hand to indicate to the crew following you that you are going to enter. You activate the opening of the hatch, and the room's entrance opens wide. You descend the stairs in front of you until you reach the ship's cargo hold. You notice amidst the shells some strange and antique-looking objects, seemingly older than space travel. Scrolls of parchment, statuettes, and other utensils that you would not know how to describe occupied most of the inventory of the ship. Crew member Juvette says, an archaeologist ship? Nelson replies, nodding towards something. Smugglers, or robbers rather. You follow Nelson's gaze and see various ammunition crates and weapon cases. Pick up as many weapons as you can. They will come in handy. Let's group with the others as soon as possible. I am going to grab those things. You're going to grenade launchers. They're very nice. The crew pick up the cases containing different weapons until the sound of gunfire coming from the level above makes you all look at each other in surprise. Regroup with the rest of the crew. You run as fast as you can towards where the gunshots came from. Afar, you see the hatch of one of the rooms open wide, and you enter it. You make it past the threshold, and the first thing you see is crew member Bordeaux bleeding profusely from a gash on his head whilst keeping his still smoking weapon raised. At his feet, you can see the corpse of a man clinging to a stone drenched in blood. What happened here? Turns to look at the captain. Bordeaux turns to look at the captain and immediately responds, Captain, this scumbag was hiding like a rat. He attacked us from behind with that stone he has in his hands. The rest of the crew reports on their findings. Everyone agrees that there is no trace of any other survivors, and the ship, my system, seems to be damaged. With no other clues to follow, you prepare to leave the ship. You're barely a couple of steps from the exit when you think you hear one of your crew members call from you from behind. What is it? Javette, no one said a thing, sir. Suddenly, you feel your hands grow heavily and look down at them. The same stone the man was clinging onto before he was executed is now in your hands. You do not remember when exactly you picked it up, but you can see that it has some sort of tablet. So we have gained 2 ancient tablets, apparently. Let's head back to the ship. This thing is giving me a migraine. Okay. So the ancient tablet thing comes up a lot later. I can't believe that's the first thing that we got. It does some weird stuff. So, sometimes good, sometimes not so good. So this is going to be an interesting one. Okay, so we got another distress signal over there. We got some grenade launchers out of that. That's good. Long hours of silence weigh down your weary eyelids. After leaving my in charge of everything, you head to the dining room and get something to eat before going to bed. So you get on-ship kind of like events as well as, you know, the ones that happen on the map. And you get things like fatigue and stuff like that. A long yawn echoes from the command bridge. The crew has long retired to rest, and the deathly silence along with the dim lighting of the monitors have pushed you to your limit. You speak out, I'm going to rest for a while. Let me know if anything news. Roger that, Captain. I got this. You get up to stretch your back and run your hand over your belly. You had your last meal a short while ago, but your stomach is rumbling. Hello. Head to the dining room. You go down the stairs and walk down the hall in silence. During these quiet moments, the ship seems like a different place. Nothing to do with the busiest hours. Now that the corridors and most of the rooms are empty, you enjoy your leisurely stroll. The hatch of the dining room opens and you step inside. At one of the tables, several crew members laugh, engrossed in what they're doing. Although you don't pay much attention to them, you go straight to one of the fridges and grab a piece of fruit. Lemoyne says, "Would you like to join us, Captain?" I go closer to them. You take a bite at the piece of fruit and walk over to the table. Nelson rolls the dice and stands up in excitement. "Double betrayal in your face," says Nelson. The crew members are playing The Fleet, a very popular dice game. The goal is to add figures to subtract lives from the rest of the players. The last player alive wins. How much is the bet? 200 credits. You look at the rest of the crew, you'd be 5 players, so the profit would be amount to 800 credits per round. So we can do this. Let's do this, because this is, I think this is one of the dice games. You grab a chair and sit next to Nelson. You're still sleepy, but you'll hold long enough to pluck them a bit. You grab a cup and get ready to roll the dice. Get ready, Lemoyne. I haven't yet forgotten about the Foundation Day. Roll the dice. My luck is 5, so dice results do not add up. Roll the dice. I think I got 5 or more. That's a 5. That means I win. So there we go. I gain 800 credits. That's quite nice. Keeps playing, but I need to roll a 6 or more. So I'm going to leave there. You get up. Don't take long to go to bed. Mai will wake up in a few hours. Crew nods, and they begin another round. You leave the dining room and head straight to your cabin to get some sleep. I say I just robbed my crew of 800 credits. And, yeah, that'll serve him right, won't it? But it's just another example of one of the random things that can happen as you go around space. So game is extensive. So press G, and we're going to slipstream here. And we can close the gap nice and quickly. Okay, you received notice from your communication officer that a drifting ship has been detected emitting a distress signal. The ship seems to be quite deteriorated without occupants. Let's try and contact by radio. Aptitude 5. We're going to roll 5 or more. We roll a nice solid 8. Kapla! Your aptitude level allows you to succeed. You check for survivors. You decide to contact them by radio. After a few minutes, your team establishes contact with the ship. We were raided by pirates and they left us adrift, so we could not ask for help. Many of us have died, but there are still a few of us left. Please help. We must rescue these people. Let's send a rescue team.
Pilot, take us to the next target.
All right. Some blue stuff in these rocks. And so when you shoot them, you get some bits out of it, which I think we collect as resource. The door of the drifting ship opens before the rescue team, but behind it, there is no one to receive them. It is possible the crew are too weak to move, so you give the order to enter. Find the survivors. Oh, suddenly the sound of guns sound in your communicator. It's an ambush. Part of the rescue team gets back to our ship when suddenly an enemy ship appears in the area. Activate the weapons. All right, guys. This is a classic ambush.
Congratulations, you've made it onto my blacklist.
All right, we are under attack. So we get into a bit of ship combat here. We don't have the best weapons at the moment, but still, our plasma guns overheated there, and they've rotated their ship away from us. Let me see if I can bring the ship around the other side. I need to get them on this side. My shields are down. Completely down. Switch the shields again. Oh! Oh shit, we're gonna ram them!
Target's neutralized, crew. We're out of danger.
Yeah, we're out of danger. Everything's fine, right? Right. Ooh. Grab that. You can loot the enemy ships. That's a bunch of materials there. Okay. You can stand down weapons and engines, shields rather. I don't think these big rocks will give resources. I think you have to shoot the ones with the blue glowy bits over there. We're gonna go and see if we can get that. Now the ship that was here though seems to have gone. They must have jumped out, cheeky buggers. Alright, so we took a bit of hull damage there, actually, because our shields went down very quickly. I think because I switched to engine power away from shield power. There we go. We pick up that blue stuff that we shot. There is a little bit of asteroid mining going on as well. So that's 2 different types of distressing. Oh no, there's the ship. Can I do anything with that? Shoot it. You buggers. Yeah, have it. Now, it appears that that's now on a dormant asset, so we can't do anything with that. Other than just shoot it for lols. Right, so we've got one more suspicious activity thing to do over here. So I'm going to full power to engines again. Head that way. Hit G. Oh, hang on. Investigate the unknown signal captured the command bridge in your ship. Hold up. We got another quest. A ship quest. Captain Spanjington. Bordeaux. Did you see that? I've seen it, Captain, but it was very short. Can we isolate it? The interference is very weak. We'll have to adjust the settings. Do it. Bordeaux keeps trying in the terminal. There's no doubt the signal is interfering with our communication system. Give me a second, we got it. He presses a key, sending the data to your terminal. The screen fills with strange symbols that you don't seem to make any sense of. This is the first time I've seen something like this. What does it mean? I'm not sure. It looks like some kind of unknown encryption. The system doesn't seem to detect any similarity to other coding patterns. Maybe it's sitar signal. Mai, do you see anything? I'm still processing it, but the patterns don't match any sitar signals recorded by the Republic. Whatever it is, this is the first time one of our ships has detected something like it. Can we at least trace it? The origin is out of our scanning range, but we could set a course based on the signal strength. Analysis completed, Captain. Well, the encryption doesn't match any of our databases, but the patterns are pretty simple. It seems to be some kind of audio message. You look at Bordeaux and look confused. Play it. The sound that you hear surprises you. This is it a guitar? That's not a guitar, Bordeaux, says Javette. I don't care what instrument it is. This doesn't make any sense. Could it be a radio or satellite station that's interfering with our comm system? Negative, Captain. The signal is pretty simple, but still surprisingly rare. Nothing like this has ever been detected by the Republic. Are you telling me that we found a signal never recorded before? It's just someone playing a guitar? I'm telling you, that's not a guitar, says Javette. Okay, follow the trail. Coordinate set, establishing route. We'll locate the origin of the signal and we'll find out. Whatever it is, there must be some logical explanation to all of this. Let's go. Okay, so this is probably a mission that will take us out of the sector. So it's probably somewhere in one of these extra ones. Although I can't quite see which one it is right now, but Vulhi? Yahoo. Vulhi's just here. There we go. Contract guitar solo. So it's like right next to where we are. So that's something we could do later. But let's go ahead and head to the suspicious activity over here. See what we find this time.
Seriously? Another interception?
Oh boy.
We'll finish you off and spend your credits on updates.
Okay, we have been ambushed by more pirates and stuff on our way. Yeah, there's 2 of them as well, so this will be interesting. That was close. Alright, I gotta cycle my shields. My frontal shields are pretty weak right now. But I'm going to hit number 1, my special ability here. We're going to try and finish this guy off as quickly as we can. And as you can see, that has overheated my weapons very quickly. But he is now... Oh, hello. Okay, my rear shields are going down. I'm at 51% hull integrity. This is not good. I need to get this guy down. There he goes. Okay, I cannot give my rear to this guy now. If I get backdoored by him, it's going to be the end of my boat. I'm at 50% hull integrity. He's firing missiles at me. I didn't realize they had missiles, but that is that, like, noise on my hull. This guy's going down there. There he goes. And that is why you want something a bit tanky. 47 hull percent because of those missiles. And probably because we got backdoored quite hard. But that was a bit rough. Right. Put maximum power to shields. Hopefully recharge them a little bit. Now, as we're heading towards a suspicious activity here, I want to make sure that the ship hull and shields are kind of repaired as best they can be. In theory, what we should probably do is go to the station and repair, but I know that if we go to the station, it will trigger the main objective for the next phase. I'm not sure we'll be able to get that side objective. You descend into the ship's mess hall full of energy. Despite everything that has happened over the past few weeks, you're feeling exceptionally well. For the first time in a while, hours of sleep have been especially restorative. You enter the room with a spring in your step. Inside, some of the crew greet you whilst Bordeaux serves the trays with the rations. Surprised, you stare at the dish of dehydrated protein that looks much better than usual. It is probably due to hunger, but as soon as you swallow the first spoonful, you notice a clear improvement in taste. Congratulations, Bordeaux. It's the first time the proteins don't taste like cardboard. Bordeaux is a bit surprised. We have changed the protein brand, Captain. There's none of the usual brand left in the last warehouse. Lemoyne and I visited when resupplying the ship. We thought it wouldn't make much of a difference, but I'm glad you like them. Reginald Spanjington has gained a new attribute, fullness. The captain gains more experience. From now on, I think we'll buy these. There we go. You catch yourself grabbing seconds. Food on a warship is not meant to be exceptionally good beyond providing all necessary nutrients and non-perishable food source that also had more taste than wet paper is a great find. As the crew speaks, you stay thoughtful until Lemoyne addresses you, returning you back to reality. What is that, Captain? You follow Lemoyne's gaze and see that the ancient tablet you rescued from the abandoned ship is just a few days ago lying on the table. Maybe one of your crewmates can shed some light on what it is. I took it from the looter ship, thought it might be valuable. Do any of you know what it is exactly? Let's see. The crew shrugs. I have no idea where it may have come from, but I know someone who might. An old partner of mine runs an antique shop in Fort Melody. Maybe he could lend a hand. You are filled with curiosity. The tablet itself is not particularly remarkable apart from the engravings and ancient appearance, but there is the possibility that it is much more valuable than it seems. If it is some lost treasure worth a fortune, it would not hurt to know. Okay, we'll make a visit. That's given us time to get our shields recharged. So let's head out to the suspicious activity here and hope that we don't come across another missile figure that takes another 50% off of our hull because we're at 47%. So I'm risking it here. I am definitely risking it here. We've got two side missions to go on there. We've got the antique shop and the guitar solo once we're done here. But I want to try and get as good a start as we can in the first sector here. Here we go. Alright, you arrive at the corresponding coordinates and spot a suspicious ship. The best thing to do is to send them to run the mission for them to identify themselves. Mai opens up communication and directs a call to your terminal. On the screen, you see some big yellow eyes staring right back at you. What luck? A sitar ship. Captain's jaws open to speak. Yes? The creature seems somewhat offended. A few people can understand that language. The set were the last introduction to the Interstellar Republic after years of diplomatic work, greatly hampered by the complex phonetic system that they possessed. You are not one of those few, but after the treaty and in the territory of the Republic, they are subject to the same laws as you. Therefore, upholding them is part of your jurisdiction. I must check your cargo, Captain.
Pilot, take us to the next target.
All right, we have to kind of tread a bit carefully here because this potentially is sensitive. If there's a language barrier, yeah. I know the little sparks and smoke on the HUD, on the UI. Okay, your ship's damaged. All right? Don't mess about. You know, this is a Vesith ship or whatever it is. It looks remarkably like my own. It looks very much like a Republic vessel, but there we go. And theirs is no doubt in much better shape than mine is. All right. He does not seem to understand what you are saying, but he accepts the docking request. You board their ship and meet the captain. You have only seen one or two in your entire life. The borders have been open only very recently, and few of them ventured outside their sector. The galaxy is not exactly small, but up to now, they are the only intelligent species that have been found. So having seen one or two before did not make this event any less impressive. These beings are approximately 2.5 meters tall. His two yellow eyes seemed to emit light, like two spotlights over the orifices where a nose would be. His silky skin, mysteriously smooth appearance was disturbed in a range of colors ranging from grey to white. They definitely command respect, especially with those jaws, by the way, of lips. All of a sudden, you feel deeply grateful for their reputation as pacifists. May I see what you're transporting? Do you have an inventory list of the cargo? Let's go with a list here. Let's not, like, stick our heads right in there. He leads you through one of the corridors to a large room that you can smell before arriving. In it, you can see approximately 50 terrestrial cows. And it's funny that after all the things that had been speculated about extraterrestrial life, the only one that has proven true is their fixation on these animals. We must check to see if there's any hidden goods, either luck or charisma. So we got to roll a 5 or a 6. I'm going to go with a 5. Can we see your license? Let's roll a 5, please. That looks like a 7 or a 1. That's a 1, isn't it? Oh dear, epic fail. Failure. Not good. Not good. The creature starts to raise his voice. Your crew, terrified, put their hands on their weapons. Your charisma level doesn't allow you to succeed. Everybody calm down. We just need the license. With those words, he moves away for a moment and returns with a document that is effectively the permits of trade with living species. With all the information needed, everything seems to be in order. Perhaps it is strange to be asking a creature that could split you in two with only his hands for a permit to transport cows, but a surprising number of ecosystems were annihilated before the legislation of the Republic on the transport of species regulated the market. There you go. Bit of bureaucracy, guys. Oh, great. You allow the crew to continue their trip without proper inspection. Not understanding their language is not enough justification to neglect your responsibilities as captain of the Republic. Reginald Spanjington has gained a new attribute, lax, which reduces the experience gained from events. Oops. What's done is done. Bye. I mean, it sounds like I avoided potential diplomatic incident, though, let's be honest. I'm glad we avoided a fight. I definitely don't think I was in a condition to do one. Anyway, let's get over to the Allied station here and do some bloody repairs. We're going to need them. Okay, so it looks like we've been given docking permission to Dock 18 over there. Nice big station here. Docking's an interesting one part of this game as well. You have to get within the green field, basically, and then it will dock it. So there's like a little mini game, I suppose you can call it. Straighten the ship up here. There it is. Docking 18. So we'll slow down. Right, I need the... There's the green field, you see? And then we bring the ship to a halt here. And the computer does the rest. And bingo. We are docked. Alright, so we got 2 commercial zones. I believe this one is the one we want in order to repair our ship, or not. After disembarking, you go to the commercial area of the station where a few SMC private security agents come your way. Please, Captain, accompany us. Our superiors would like to have a word with you. You have no choice but to go with them. You let your men know you'll be back shortly. Let's go. You walk around the station accompanied by the guards while passengers by give you unabiding looks. Finally, you reach a door that one of the men opens with his palm print. You are ushered in and asked to wait inside. The chamber is a luxurious office. You entertain yourself looking at display of iconic spaceships, the company's history while you wait. After a long while, a very smartly dressed man enters the room. Excuse me for making you come in this manner, Captain. We understand that you are on your way to an area conquered by the Children of the Sun. Our company has many interests and money deposited in that area, and a ship like yours could be a great help. When we need your services, we will contact you, and upon completion, you will be obviously and handsomely rewarded. Are you interested in the offer? Hell yes. It seems like an interesting offer. Anything that can get us more resources whilst attacking the Children of the Sun is welcome. You accept the offer and return to your ship without delay. Lovely. The other commercial zone then. Yeah, this is the one I wanted. Right, so we want a 100% repair, which is 173 credits. Bearing in mind I earn 800 off the crew. We've got plenty of credits, 6,432. So this is the stuff for sale. Then we have a stash. We have our systems here. You can see we've got light plasma cannon, cannon of the Republic, and a light plasma cannon there. 2 lights and 1 cannon. And we have another light plasma cannon Mark III that we can equip somewhere. Put the plasma cannons there and the Cannon Republic on the mid ship there. We can put another light plasma cannon there. That gives us another slot that we can have at some point. Departments. So scrapping workshop, sick bay. Don't we have to? We have to put our crew member who's sick. Yeah, here we go. We click on a slot in sick bay and then we add Inaki in there to get them healed up. We could do research as well if we had any blueprints to research. Scrap if we had stuff like... Oh, we do have some, actually. So, yeah, we can add that in there, and we can add that in there. How many would you like to move? Accept all of them. So, damage plate and remains. This will get us some protonite and synthetic stuff and hardened things. Resources. And, of course, we've got the engineering workshop here where we can actually use our resources to create... I think these are... Is this... the actual weapon itself? I think so. To create light guided missile launchers, shotgun, which is point blank, laser interceptor, which is a point defense, laser cannons, plasma cannons, and cannons of the Republic, which is kind of what we already got. And if we had the engineering level and stuff, I think we could get the Cannon of the Republic Mark 1 down here and the guided missile launcher Mark 1. This thing would be very useful against those pesky missiles that keep hitting our hull. We're going to see if maybe we can do that. I don't think we got the resources for it then. 200 protonite and 150 synthetic oil and 1 quantum core. Ah, yeah. We have no quantum cores. Is that 1 or... Yeah, 1 quantum core. Look at that. We have 0. So we can't add that in. We are shy. Of anything in here that we can build? I think they all require quantum cores, don't they? Yeah. So we'll see if we can maybe buy one of those. I think we have to loot them by the looks of it. Anyway, we can't build a flat cannon. Maybe we can buy one. There's the laser cannon, advanced repair kits, plasmas, pulse mines, guided missiles, and shotguns. We can also buy hire mercenary ships. Basically follow us around. Captain Sheik Tissi, Captain Frank Muller, and a Mercury Thaler or a Cosmos Explorer, basically. And they've got their own attributes here as well. I'm not going to get anything like that at this point. And over here on crew members as well, we can spend upgrade points in certain positions as well. So we can spend them on ourselves. So we've got charisma, aptitude, leadership, and luck. You will need all of them in order to succeed in random events and quick time events and stuff like that. We've seen charisma and aptitude come up already. So leadership will come up as well. I'm going to go with charisma. It's like literally the most useful one. I think always being able to convince people of things is useful in disarming situations and stuff. So I'll just put both my points in charisma. They'll become smooth talking scoundrel pirate captain in no time whatsoever. And then we've got specialists, which are kind of your red shirts. Engineers are engineers, and scientists are scientists, right? Easy, okay? So projectiles, energy weapons, and salvaging. So I generally kind of go hard on salvaging with at least one of my guys. So Kalomi Mori has already got a point there, so I'm going to upgrade in there. And then Mari, I'm going to put into projectiles because ultimately we have more projectiles than anything. We're using a lot of plasma, actually. Forgive me. But I'll go into projectiles for now. You can also give them medals, I think. Can I give them these? Awarded for looting 20 enemy ships. Oh, okay. So these become available once... This is new, so I've not seen this before. Hoarder, gold-minded. Increase the amount of loot credits by 10%. Looter. Very nice. Awarded for looting 10,000 credits. Okay, so that's quite cool. And then we'll do the same for engineering. So system upgrades, armoring, and crafting. Again, I like to put points in crafting for at least one of these guys. And then... yeah, you get more crew later on, so you can actually get all 3 of these maxed out at some point. The best thing to do is to specialize your crew kind of hard into one thing. So I'll get Nicholas there into system upgrades, and we'll get Stephanie into armoring, I think. Shields, investigations, and medicine. Okay, so Elizabeth will be our shield specialist. Inaki will be our medic. We will need another scientist to do investigations at some point, but there you go, you get the general idea. Okay, we can come out of this one then, and we've still got the arcade that we need to go to. The arcade flashes dozens of bright lights and noise of numerous machines deafen you. The anticipation fills you with a pleasant tingling feeling in your stomach. Well, let's go ahead. You enter the room with your crew, and then the adrenaline begins to course through you. None of you feel any particular predilection for video games, with the sole exception of the combat simulation room. This technology comes from military training simulators, which you can access whenever you want, but are nothing like this. You are not sure how an entertainment company managed to obtain the license to distribute and simulate modifying it as a game, making the experience infinitely more interesting. It is more dynamic than the boring training program, without losing any of its realism. Facing a 4-foot double-headed creature with your crew in a realistic and safe environment is the best combat training exercise you can think of. Enter the simulation room. You enter a room where you all put on the devices, and their activation brings on a sensation of plummeting into a void until you end up in a small room where you see your crew. Here you can make calibrations and select levels. The game is simple. Win every fight to unlock more levels. If you beat the last level, you win. If you die, you lose. In the simulation room, nothing that happens is real. As lucid as it may seem, all players exit in exactly the same condition as they entered. Understood. Let's start. You access the level selection, Reginald Spanj, available level 1, Mousetrap. You approach a strange abandoned ship in search of riches, but you are ambushed. Kill the assailants and get out alive. Begin combat. Okay, so this is the dice roll combat system. This is something that you can obviously turn off and stuff. You can see automated turrets, pirate leader, and stuff like that, and all the health points that they have here. So some of them are just 2, some of them are 3, the pirate leader being 5, and of course all your crew are all just 3. We have no attack points. They have no attack points. They have an attack capacity of 11 and we have 8. We have pistols, grenade launchers, bulletproof vests, and healing plasma. We got 2 points. So, yeah, I think we need to roll the dice first. And that puts us on the defensive. So it puts a shield on 2 of our guys. They get 5 attack. Right, so we're going to put a bulletproof vest on as well. So we get a full defense, apart from poor Stephanie there. We got 1 point left. Damage a random enemy. It might be useful, actually. That takes 1 off the pirate leader. I was hoping to take it off of the turret or something, but there we go. We are going to get effed up. Okay, so there's the 5 shots. Unfortunately, the bulletproof vest seemed to save us quite nicely there. Poor Stephanie did take a hit, though. And roll the dice again. Hopefully, we get a nice, strong attack. They get nothing. We get a defense. Okay, fine. We'll take it as another bloody defense. Everybody gets a point there. We get 2. Let's heal Stephanie up. And then, right, we take 1 off the pirate crew. Resolve the roll. Roll again. Nice big attack. Yes, they get nothing. We get a juicy attack. 2 points. We're going to hit the pirate. 2 shots with the pistol. And then we're going to resolve the roll, which takes a huge amount of damage off the pirates. That was beautiful. They are down to their last freaking... Oh, pirate leader's got 1. Crew's got 2. They're dead. They're doomed. We're going defensive again. Okay. All right, well, Elizabeth gets a bulletproof vest then. We get 2 points, so we're going to fire our pistol twice. They get 2 attack. Just going to take the vest off of 2 of the guys. Roll the dice 1 more time. Get a nice big strong attack. They get a big attack there, but we get a bigger with 8. Their frickin' day is over. There's 2 shots. There's the last one. Game over. We win. Happy days. That was the last one. That's just level 1. The battle scenario disappears, sending you to the lobby, where a new level is unlocked. The dead players are resurrected, and they recover supplies. All right. You access the level selection. Reginald Spanj, available level 2. All right, so there we go. That's the... It does give XP. This is the important thing, okay? So you can use this to absolutely level up and give more points to your guys. And play through, well, as many levels, I suppose, until you lose. You can just leave at this point as well, and we can carry on. You can play through them all the way, and I think it's about 7 levels. The last enemy bursts into 1,000 tiny pieces, and the stage dissolves around you. You find yourself At the home screen again, an empty void except for the effusive giant letters before you declaring victory. Cheering, you and the crew exit the simulation room and return to the machine's screen. Please scan your card or subcutaneous chip to collect your reward, 5,000 credits. The credits are transferred to your personal account and you smile as you leave the arcade. Victory has put the group in high spirits and strengthened their capacity for teamwork. Getting a small reward on top of that is the icing on the cake. You might even buy them some dinner before boarding again. You have a long journey ahead of you, and it would not hurt to keep the evening's pleasures going a little longer. Leave the simulation room. And there we go. That's pretty much it. So with those extra credits, I am going to buy ourselves a repair kit here. This is a medium range repair kit that allows you to repair the hull by 1,200 points. Sorry, that's going to be probably quite useful. There's an ancient tablet you can see there. Now, I was hoping to get another cannon of the Republic, but there's two light plasma cannons there, and an argonic laser cannon, which is not quite what I'm really going for. The missile launchers are tempting, but they're very slow moving. And kind of somewhat difficult to use. Pulse mines as well, very situational. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to save my money, and hopefully we're going to get into some nice weaponry in the next sector. So let's go ahead and leave the station. Here we go. So pull away from the station. There we go. All right. So there's the first sector. Basically complete. Now, what we can do is we can set a course for Vuli here just by clicking on it, and off we go. And we've got two objectives we need to complete here at Vuli, the antique shop down there, and also something about a guitar. The guitar solo is directly ahead. Let's start with that, shall we? So, the slipstream drive, cruise drive, whatever it's called, drive. Drive! Let's just go! Okay, you listen to Bedo at his post. There you go, that's it. What's going on? The signal origin, Captain. It's changed. Are you sure? I think so. We've been tracking it since I spotted it. The intensity was very high when we get to this sector, and now it's even lighter than when we started following it. There must be some kind of mistake. There's no mistake, Captain. The signal we're following has vanished. I detect a much further signal with the same pattern, but the waveforms have changed. Can you play? Although it sounds quite distorted, you're able to distinguish the sound of drums beating over static noise. This must be a joke. Not at all, Captain. The message and origin have changed, but I assure you that it's the same transmission system. If it doesn't change again, we can follow its trail to the source as we intended to do the first signal. Okay, fine. Change course. Where now? Lulio. A whole new system that we have to go to. Alright. Why are we on a freaking wild goose chase here? Okay, so we got some suspicious activity in between us and the antique shop. Let's go check that out. The last attack you suffered loosened some of the storage anchors, causing some crates to fall, leaving a real mess. You go down to the cargo hold along with Bordeaux, expecting the worst. Damn it! These take at least a couple of hours to put everything back in its place. Tell Sosa and Maureen to come and help us. Bordeaux comes back down after a while, accompanying two other crew members. You distribute the work and quickly begin the task. You're in the middle of counting the supplies you have picked up when a scream takes you by surprise. Shit, it bit me. What is it? You'll run where he is and stop it once you see the strange creature that has come out of the box Sosa was arranging. Don't move. It could be difficult to describe exactly what the creature that had crept into your ship was. The seemingly half-liquid creature twisted its body into tentacles and all manners of shapes, covering a bright sphere in the center. It is the first time you've seen something like this. Whatever it is, it tries to slide in the opposite direction, using its tentacles to roll on the ground and run away from you all at full speed. Captain, don't let it escape. Shoot it, or find something to trap it in. Aptitude 6. Let's see if we can trap it. Oh, I think I'll do it. This strange creature has bitten one of my crew members. I don't want to shoot it in case, like, we need to study it in order to cure whatever bite wound our crew has got, right? You look everywhere in search of some container to put it in, and you get a vacuum desiccators. Used in the ship's laboratory with caution, you approach the creature with the intention of catching it, but it is faster than you thought. You try again a couple of times, but it seems to anticipate your movements. We must flank it. Aptitude 8. Bastard. I should have gone with aptitude 6. Oh, no. 8. We get a... Oh, is that an instant win? I think that is a critical success. Yeah. Lovely. Oh, brilliant. Woo. Your aptitude level allows you to see as you position yourselves to block its escape route. Little by little, you narrow the parameter until you manage to leap over the creature, leaving it trapped in the desiccator. We've got you. You got it, guys. Good job. You take the opportunity to take a closer look at it, and you feel a chill run down your spine. Unknown specimens. It's the weirdest creature I've ever seen in my whole life. You look at Sosa, looking petrified. As he holds his bitten hand, wide-eyed, he turns his head towards you. Captain, I feel a little bit... In the middle of the sentence, an immense jet of green fluid shoots out of his mouth, spread everywhere. Scared, he cleans himself as best he can before gagging again. As soon as he has finished vomiting, he staggers a little and his legs fail. Fortunately, you get to grab him before he collapses. Where? We have to get you to sickbay. Oh, shit! No, not you, not you, not you. Aye! Crew members! Departments! Sickbay! Elizabeth Nelson? That's not the one that was injured. It's Sosa. Sosa! Sosa's in trouble. Well, we'll see, I guess, what will happen with Sosa in a little while. After these messages? Okay, let's get to the suspicious activity here. Let's see what's going on over here. 42 kilometers away. That's close enough. Here we go. Okay, we got a ship here. You arrive at the corresponding coordinates and find a suspicious ship. The best thing to do would be to send them a transmission to identify them. May opens communication and directs call to your terminal. A woman appears on the screen who remains silent, waiting for you to start the conversation. We're from the Republic. Identify yourselves. Oh, greetings, Captain. We're the Zodiac ship's crew. We're passing through. We transport a shipment of food and mechanical parts. Okay, so where are you heading? To the port of Anteros, Captain. We're actually pretty late. We must keep going our way as soon as possible. Would you mind if I take a look at your cargo? Aptitude 5 or 1 moment. Which probably leads to a higher roll requirement. So let's just go straight for the aptitude. Come on! 4, bastard. Oh no. Bang! Ah. Damn. The nervous woman allows your docking request. After passing the gate, the crew welcomes you and guides you to the ship's hold. You spend some time checking some of the crates without finding anything. Normally, you would leave it at that, but clearly they are hiding something. It would have been enough for the captain to be present to clarify everything, but instead, 5 crew members are standing by stonily while you check everything. Search more carefully. Aptitude 6. Oh, 9! Yes! Critical success! Or just regular success, I don't really know. You put your arm into a crate full of bearings and you immediately notice the trick. Much earlier than expected, you touch a board that does not match the depth of the container. It is a false bottom. With a glance, you make a sign to the crew as your host begins to draw their weapons. Take cover! Oh, great. We succeed, but we're in a fight! Alright, let's see what we got to deal with here. Okay, we're going straight on the defensive. I mean, that makes sense. We're taking cover, right? So we get nice little bulletproof vests. And then we can mow them down with an SMG, which will kill one of them or take some points off. Or we can equip more vests. I'm going to protect them. And then maybe, I don't know. We'll leave it at that, because if we can get the sniper rifle, then basically kill them in one shot. Resolve. That saves the points up, you see. I got 3. Roll the dice. We both got on the attack at the same time. So they have an attack of 2, we have an attack of 4, but I've got 3 points, so I'm going to take the mercenary out in one shot. Bam! Out he goes. Then we resolve the dice. And they target Hiromi. I'm glad he's the only one without a bulletproof vest, wasn't he, I think? Roll the dice. We go on the defensive again, which is boring, but I guess we get 2 points, so we can SMG them. That puts a -3 on the guy that had 1. Thanks. Come on, let's finish these suckers off. 2 points. Easy win. Easy win. We just go there. Blat. We use that, so you don't have to go into sickbay again. Resolve. Dead. Victory. Jobs are good. We are awesome. Unstoppable. Best crew in the world. In a second, you position yourselves, taking cover, and the skirmish begins. The shots illuminate the room, hitting some of the crates, spilling their contents. It is clear that they do not care much about what is in them. Just a minute later, all you can hear is some pieces rolling on the floor. You have taken out You have taken out the crew. Let's see what they were hiding. You empty the crates and check the bottoms. The crew breaks the boards, and your suspicions are confirmed. As you imagined, in more than one crate, the real cargo is hidden underneath a fake bottom, covered in turn by mechanical pieces to confuse whoever opened the crate. Nearly a dozen of them contain vials of zeta resin, a highly toxic substance for humans, highly prized on the black market. Confiscate the cargo, back to the ship. Surely we should confiscate the ship, surely. Really? Are we not the space police? We blow them up? Anyway, let's go antique shopping then. Alright. So, Carbon 14 Antique Shop. You open the antique shop's door and hear the bells ringing on the frame ring. The shop is not far from what you have been imagining, just piling up over almost 100 extravagant-looking objects. You walk the aisles while holding the tablet, looking at some of the antiques. You've never paid special attention to antiques, but it is hard not to be curious about where they all come from. The man comes out with a friendly smile. Hello, can I help you with something? Greetings! I am Reginald Spanjington, Captain of the Interstellar Republic. The man seems somewhat surprised. Edmund Glotz at your service, Captain. What brings you to my store? Edmund notices a tablet on your arm while waiting for you to answer. One of my crew said he may be able to help me. The man arches an eyebrow as you explain what happened with the tablet and leads you to the back room where he seems to have a small workshop. On the walls, you can see large magnifiers and other restoration tools. Edmund moves a few books from the center table to make room for the tablet, pulls out a magnifying glass, takes a flashlight and a brush from a shelf, and begins to check the tablet carefully. Do you know where it came from? The man remains silent, completely paralyzed. Edmund? Wow, for a second I thought it was something big, but I'm sorry to disappoint you, Captain, but there's no doubt that this is a forgery. Although of exceptional quality, it must be said. So you know what it is. It's rather convincing recreation of a ceremonial tablet of an ancient tribe known as the Dismals, originating from Ethos, extinct long before the appearance of space travel. I can't tell you much more. Only about a dozen remain of their civilization have been found. All we know about them has been thanks to the transcription of a handful of anthropological texts collected from ancient Ethos luminaries. Tell me more about this Dismals. Do you think anyone might be interested? Let's learn a bit more about the Dismals. It's not like I'm a specialist, and to tell you the truth, I don't think an expert on this subject exists in the entire galaxy. The majority of the texts have been lost to time. The only thing that is left of them is no more than mere notes or mentions in old books. You can even access them in the galactic database through the Ansible on your ship. The little we know is that they were a fairly small tribal civilization prior to space colonization. Do you think anyone might be interesting? Among some of my clients are reputed historians who would pay a fortune for the real piece. Being such a high-quality forgery, you could surely find some interested buyer, but for an astronomically lower amount. Best I can do is 500 credits. You can sell it right now and forget about it, but you do not know if it would be worth it. Seeing the man's reaction when he had inspected it more thoroughly, you suspect it is not even close to being a fair deal. If your suspicions are true, you are sure you could earn a lot more by selling it on your own. Come on, I'm sure you can get something more out of it. Charisma 3+. So we did put some points in charisma. Let's see if we can get some more of it. The thing with the tablet is it can give you both negative and positive attributes, seemingly at random. It is a little bit of an RNG bitch. You've got to be kidding me. I rolled a 1. Worst roll ever. I needed 3 or more. I'm sorry, Captain. As I said, if it were an authentic piece, I would not hesitate to offer you a larger amount, but being a forgery, I'm afraid that's the most I can offer. Okay, for that little, I'm not willing to sell it. You can turn around to exit the shop and Edmund calling you from the counter. Wait, Captain! I will offer 1,500 credits. His tone is much more desperate than his initial offer. Judging by his interests, it is not difficult to suspect that the man is much more interested in acquiring the tablet than he initially seemed. Sold! Or forget it, I'll find a buyer on my own. 1,500 is still not enough. If he said 10,000, yes, but I'm out. You exit the antique shop with the tablet. If Edmund is so interested in inquiring, it is likely much more than what he has told you. You do not want to distrust him. But there might be a chance that the tablet is authentic, in which case, if what he has told you is true, you could get a lot of credits for it. We'll investigate more about it on the ship. The research journal. Use the research system related to Dismorse and the ancient tablet in the galactic database. You take advantage of the free time to clarify some of the unknowns surrounding the tablet. That stone tile had become quite interesting to you. You'll often find yourself lost in thought, wondering where it might have come from, or what its strange engravings might mean. Edmund Glott's interest in buying it has made you suspect that the tablet is real, and not a faithful forgery as he assured. Maybe well versed in antiques, but he still has a lot to learn about negotiation before he is able to fool you. I need access to the Galactic database. The intelligence system responds with joy. Its tone is as neutral as ever, but after so many years at your service, you have learned to tell when it is in a good mood. Of course, Captain, I'll activate the systems on your command, but I must remind you that using the Ansible mid-flight will cause a decrease of the ship's available power while in use. The Ansible has been one of the greatest discoveries in the galaxy, an almost instantaneous communication system that enables all information to be transmitted between terminals on any planet and station within the Interstellar Republic. Like May mentioned, its use involves enormous amounts of energy, which will force you to reduce the consumption of the rest of the systems to a minimum. In any case, it will only be for a few minutes, and the radars are not detecting the presence of other ships in the vicinity. Acknowledge. Activate the Ansible. Immediately, the light's power dropped drastically, and some of the secondary subsystems stopped working completely. Tell me, Captain, what are we looking for? As you rummage through the millions of articles that mention the Dysmorphs and their civilization, you briefly explain to Mai all that Edmund told you. Within a few seconds, a couple of files appear on the terminal screen. Mai's processing capacity can be useful in the most varied situations. Filtering complete, Captain. I've taken the liberty of transcribing the most noteworthy fragments. Thanks, Mai. Let's check it out. Extracts from the Article 3.2a of the Lost Texts of Ethos by Dr. Henry O'Donnell. Collection of notes compiled from ancient manuscripts in the Monastery of Ozoros Ethos. After the analysis, we confirmed the authenticity of the compiled notes predating space expansion, determined galactic date approximately mid-0452. Referring to them as Dysmorphs, the text compile a series of abstract illustrations referencing an ancient civilization hailing from the stars. Bottom of the pages feature various completely unreadable annotations. They appear to be some type of runic writing. We have tried comparing it with other languages of the planet, but have not found any matches. Not much information about them is available except for the description of some rituals that reveal a tribal aspect. Also notable are figures of strange wind instruments that are similar to traverse flutes present through the pages, alongside what appears to be a rudimentary method of musical scripture. The compiled extract speaks of some kind of rites that involve the musical pieces mentioned above. The team's anthropologists have heated debates during the investigation, but there seems to be a widespread view that they practiced some kind of primitive religion. Of greater interest than all matters pertaining to their rituals of society, we are surprised by the dissonances. We're surprised by the dissonances displayed in the documents, presuming its alien character based on its differentiation from all the planet's species. We cannot help but wonder how it may have been possible for such a primitive life form to have reached Ethos. Among the different fragments, you can observe some translations of the original notes, with the illustrations described by Dr. O'Donnell. You immediately recognize one of the images of a mural virtually identical to the engravings on the tablet. Have you found anything else, Mai? Apparently, years after the article was written, a team of researchers followed Dr. O'Donnell's lead to Ethos to find out more about those Dysmorphs mentioned in his publications. I haven't found anything relevant about the two people in charge of the project, Dr. Mike Brooks and Dr. Franz Clifford, with the exception of scans of some pages from Clifford's journal. I downloaded a copy to your terminal, Captain. I think you should take a look. Excerpts from Franz Clifford's journal. Okay, we got what we needed. Back to work. So, we know that the tablet is possibly some type of religious artifact from these guys and originates from Ethos. Cool. cool and stuff and things. Right, we do need to go to Lolio, and we have a distress signal over here. This always amazes me about this game is that you go through all these like little things. The main mission, the main quest, whatever you want to call it, hasn't even started yet. It hasn't even started yet. This is ridiculous, isn't it? So we've got a lot of time to essentially go through all these kind of like extra bits and bobs.
Seriously?
Really? Yeah, we need to get on top of these interceptions.
Made it onto my blacklist.
What are we doing here? Why are we under attack again? Okay. Let's get up to it. Let's get up to it.
One of the enemy ships has been destroyed.
Woo! We're being missile attacked again. Hull damage. Hull damage. Oh, lots of hull damage. I hate missile ships. Where's my shots going? There we go.
Excellent work, team. Are you all okay?
Alright. That took us down to 50% health. Those missiles are nasty, dudes. Honestly. Unless you've got the hull points to absorb them, there's nothing you can do about it. Unless you've got the point defense, I suppose. But even the point defense isn't, like, perfect at dealing with them, you know? Anyway. Seems to happen a lot, these ambushes, right? Alright, you receive a notice from your communication officer that a drifting ship has been detected. It's emitting a distress signal. The ship seems to be quite deteriorated and without occupants. Let's try and contact by radio. Aptitude 5. That sounds very familiar, doesn't it? There's a 9. Is this another ambush like before? Success! Great, great, great. Stephanie needs a bit of time in sickbay. To check for survivors, he decided to contact them by radio. We're raided by pirates. They left us adrift, so we could not ask for help. Many of us died. Blah, 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 blah. Let's send a rescue team.
Head to the target. May, prepare boarding protocol.
Also, prepare weapons and shields, because these suckers are going to ambush us again. Why are my shields down? Hello? Is that boarding protocol? Well, I hope this has got a different outcome to the last one. The door of the drifty ship opens to rescue people, but behind there is no one to receive them. It's possible the crew are too weak to move, so you give an order to enter. Find the survivors. Ouch! Suddenly sounds of gunfire. Communicated part of the rescue team. Blah, 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 blah. So they wounded 2 of my crew. And
Activate
now we're being
all
attacked
crew to battle stations.
by a bastard. Shields are at 20% already. And they got missiles. Of course they got missiles. Alright, we need to finish these suckers quick then. Shit. Almost got them then, and the weapon's overheated. Come on! Thank you! Ooh.
Excellent work, team. Are you all okay?
No, they're not all okay. Clearly they're not all okay. We need to get back to a station. We got Mary, Stephanie, and Elizabeth all injured. You bastards. Alright, so we got unknown special release for strange captured feature. Let's research this thing, because this takes a while. 1,000 credits it costs. Scrapping workshop, we've got space garbage. Yes, all of them, please. Damaged plates. Yes, all of them, please. We also have a new laser. A shotgun, a light plasma cannon. We picked up any of these freaking quantum cores? No. Damn. Oh well. Let's get to the station. Alright, let's dock at this station then. I am not close enough, apparently. There we go. I was like, why is it not docking? Taking its time. We are docked. Docking bay 10. Okie dokie. This station looks a little run down, shall we say? Sure, it's fine. Ship, crash, canteen, commercial zone, hangar, and docks. Right, so we go to the commercial zone here. This is what we first need. Look, we can hire some new crew. We'll repair our ship. And we got some contracts here as well. So this is what other stations can do, is offer you little side quests. that you can go and do as well. Since the beginning of the war, the Stellar Delivery Service has had difficulty getting packages delivered to its customers in certain areas. A brave captain is needed to make a relevant delivery in exchange for a reward. Exotic specimens to the Margaret Rooms in the Lulyo sector. I mean, we need to go to Lulyo anyway, so we may as well have that. Commercial freighter has been raided by pirate ships in the Yahoo sector. The immediate action of a captain is required to neutralize the assailants and recover the cargo. And bounty hunters. One of the tasks of a captain of the Republic is to bring criminals who are wanted around the galaxy to justice. You can easily access the latest reports on them. Sighting of several matching ships have been reported in the coordinates of the sector. Investigate the area and kill the criminals if necessary. Accept the contract. Bin. We can pick up Bin here for 247 credits. That's another specialist. We've got John Mitchell, engineer, level 1. And Adriana, another engineer as well. She's got a specialist in armoring, which we already have. So we need someone with crafting. Okay, well, it looks like John wins that one. Accept John onto the ship, and you're in projectiles, but you're the only one here to recruit. So I'll recruit you as well. Very good. Okay. So we got into the light plasma cannon, which we can equip there. We can equip lasers. I'm not sure. Lasers are kind of like they do not very effective against shields, but moderate damage against hull. Whereas the plasmas do little damage against hull. But I mean, look at the difference between light plasma cannon there, hull damage 7.5 per second. The laser 11 a second. The cannon 37 a second. Right? Yeah, the cannon is your anti-hull. These things, they're kind of pointless, waste of space, I suppose. They're accurate, but no more so than plasma cannon. You see? It's just pointless. So I might scrap that and the shotgun, which the shotgun is powerful, 28, still not as good as like a regular cannon. So I'm just going to scrap them. And that gives you the quantum cores that I need in order to make the thing that I want, which is the flat cannon for point defense, and I was going to say a light cannon of the Republic, but actually I want the non-light version, the actual cannon of the Republic. But that requires engineering level 3. And I don't think I've got that. Let's check my engineers. They are... Well, that is an engineer level 3. He is level 3, look. But not in crafting? Is that the problem? Yeah, I thought we had to have just a crew member at engineering level 3 and it would be fine, but I've got engineers at level 3 and it won't let me craft this, so quite sure why that is. Oh well, we can get the flat cannon at least anyway. There is also the laser interceptor. Full laser, fast, accurate. Its main function to destroy enemy missiles before they hit the ship. 1 quantum core. I'm going to get 2 of them. We've got 2 slots here that we can put lasers on. There's 1. And there's 2. Bingo. So hopefully that'll help us to be a little bit more survivable against those darn missiles. But let's have a look at the canteen here. You enter the bar, which seems really lively. The customers are gathered around a table as they chant. Enthusiastically, you get closer to watch the spectacle, and you spot an enormous man and a young woman downing shots non-stop while the audience cheers. The man seems to be severely impaired by alcohol, and after a few rounds, he falls to the ground, causing the spectators to laugh. Ha! You didn't even give me a good warm-up. Any other brave soul who thinks they can challenge me? You! Yeah, you, the guy with a goofy face. Would you like to try your luck? I don't drink while on duty, okay? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Captain. Don't listen to me. I think the liquor is starting to take effect. The best thing is for me to go home. Those who remain give you looks of irritation for you spoiling their fun. It is not your fault. The annoying woman had it in for you, and the last thing you needed was to put up with nonsense of a couple of drunks. Have a drink, get back to the ship. Oh. Where's that? I should have just started drinking. That's the thing, isn't it? I remembered I was trying to play a space scoundrel. That ended abruptly, didn't it? Jeez, that is choosing the wrong option right there, isn't it? No fun. Okay, let's go. Always choose the fun option, guys. All right? Don't do me and choose the boring option. All right. We're off. This area is done. We don't need it anymore. So let's have a look at our galaxy map here and see where we're going next. So we need to go to Lulyo, Yahi. Yahoo is there. I don't know where Lulyo is. Tacit. Where the hell is Lulyo? Oh, there it is. Lulyo's back to where we were. Okay. Well, we've got 2 objectives there, so let's just go. Go backward and forwards at the moment. Alrighty. So, bounty hunters off to the right. Drum solo and delivery back here. Oh, I didn't realise drum solo was here as well. Would it be on there? Alright, well, let's do these 2 first. Actually, they're miles away. Let's do the bounty hunters first. Let's get the combat done. Let's go bring some justice to these scumbags. You enter your cabin and press the switch that turns on the lights, but nothing happens. After trying a couple more times, you conclude that it is fried, and you go down to the cargo hold for a new fuse. You search through the crates, promising yourself that as soon as you see the crew, you will chastise them for the disarray. You've already looked at a couple of them when you are surprised by a noise from the aisle parallel to yours. Check out what's happening. You go around the huge shelves to peek into the next aisle and can't believe your eyes. Flush against each other are crew members Bordeaux and Lemoyne, kissing. You had been very clear in the past personal relationships between the crew are absolutely prohibited. You need the members of your team with a cool head and no personal distractions. Well, I'm okay with it. Let them be. Oh, what? You stealthily leave the cargo hold. You know it's against the rules, but you cannot blame them. Since the beginning of the war, they have been forced to face death day by day, day in, day out. Who are you to deny them the solace of a lover? As long as their behavior at their post is adequate, there is no problem. I've gained permissive, reduced leadership like 1 level. Take a spare part and go back to the cabin. What? That should have been a positive attribute. Come on. Brutal. What if I had broken them up? I would have got a negative attribute as dickhead, you know, or cock blocker. This is unfair. Unbelievable. Bounty hunters. Oh, I saw the lasers firing that time. Right, that's 1 down.
One of the enemy ships has been destroyed.
Oh yeah, get some. Bingo. Nice.
Excellent work, team. Are you all okay?
Actually, that was pretty good. The point defense worked. I'm happy with that. Yeah. Good job. Good job, everybody. Nice work. Okay, conclude. That's all the information we have on that, apparently. Okay, cool. Right, fine. We're going to be putting some scrap stuff in the scrapping place. Lovely. We got a light-guided missile launcher out of that, and another cannon of the Republic. Superior quality light plasma cannon as well. Very nice. Right, off to the planet for the delivery and the drum solo. Okay, so we need to deliver to this guy here, I think. And a disease. Center of Species Research Preservation of 4500D has been active for almost 100 years. It's the most advanced facility for the study of the biodiversity of different systems that make up the known universe. It is the first time you have set foot here. From a distance, you are struck by the sight of the gigantic barrier that delimits the facilities. You head towards the nearest access point, flanked by a few armed guards and monitoring entry. We need to speak to the person in charge. We must access the facility. Let's speak to the person in charge. The guard asks your identification and let you through upon its authentication. Captain, we've informed the commander of your arrival. We'll take you to the laboratories in one of the transport ships. Security system inhibits any navigation system external to our protocol. Let's hurry. You get the transport ship and start it up. The facilities are so big that even after flying over area for a long time, you are still unable to spot the laboratory you're going to. From the heights, you can make out different perimeters and constructions distributed over the space. All over the surface, you see small defense ships and security agents making rounds. Some of the species studied in the center require complex systems to match their natural environment as closely as possible. A large percentage of the species at the research center are extremely exotic creatures of incalculable value on the black market. The guard answered questions from the crew until the flight finally landed at the feet of a colossal building in the form of a dome. You enter the facilities escorted by a security guard who takes you through several floors of the interior while you look around with curiosity. Wherever you look, everything is full of creatures completely unknown to you. After walking for a while, you arrive at a room with some test tubes and other supplies. While you wait for whoever is in charge here, you browse the different display cases with strange specimens. Looking at one of the terrariums, you are struck by a small animal with the appearance of a reptile. No, wait, it's changing. Some kind of jellyfish. No, it looks different from before. Such striking colors. Wait a minute. Why are you here again? A voice takes you out of the trance. Dr. Margaret Rooms. Stay away from the polymorph, Captain. You quickly look away and are overcome by a debilitating wave of fatigue. You shouldn't look directly at them for a long time. Polymorphs use their capacity to manipulate their appearance in a way that's hypnotic for whoever observes them up close. Curious creature, isn't it? Are you the person in charge? You could say that, yes. I'm Dr. Margaret Rooms, graduate in biochemistry and molecular biology and director of the research center. We are unaccustomed to visits from the Republic soldiers. What brings you here, Captain? We bring cargo you asked for. Great, we've been waiting for them for months. Our last sample of Supranella came to a disastrous end. Our research has been at a standstill ever since. Wow, did any tests go wrong? Not exactly. The specimens managed to paralyze one of our researchers without us noticing and left the facility. Vincent was an intelligent, educated person, but he had a serious gambling problem. On his way to his apartment, some of the men who owed him money confronted him and collect the debt. So they killed Vincent and his uninvited guests? Not at all. Once housed, the organism potentiates exponentially the capabilities of its carrier. That night, Vincent could break a steel bar with his own hands. Apparently, the brawl made him hungry, and he went home to eat a peanut butter sandwich. Although we were not aware of it, it seems that the organism we were studying reacts violently to any trace of nuts. As soon as Vincent swallowed the first bite, they both exploded like a firecracker. Well, thank you very much, Captain. You've been a great help to us. If you visit us again, don't hesitate to talk to me. Any help you can get around here is always appreciated. 500 credits. I will. Great. So the Zara jungle. This is where the drums are coming from, right? Drums in the deep. The signal is being emitted a few kilometers from the landing zone, so you'll have to continue on foot. Equipped with machetes, you make your way through the thickest towards the origin of the transmission. Let's move. As you progress, Louis speaks. How the hell can such a powerful signal be coming from a place like this? It would take a very sophisticated infrastructure to send that transmission. Bordeaux answers. Not even with the most advanced technology could something like this be done. An insane number of repeaters would be needed. Whatever it is, they're using technology unknown to us. How is it possible? We'll find out. Captain, keep your eyes open now. We may not be the first to ask these questions. I doubt it, says Bordeaux. We detected a signal thanks to anomalies in our own communication system, but it was sheer luck. The chances of catching it without looking for it are almost non-existent. We should be concerned about what we'll find once we get the source. Keep moving. It's been several hours since you left the ship due to the heat and extremely high humidity. The crew's exhausted and you find yourself suffocated and drenched with sweat. Maybe we should take a break. I'm fine, but poor Sosa can't take it anymore. Sosa stares at his partner. You check the scanner again. This has to be it. With a machete blow, you cut some thick bushes out of your way and you walk into a forest clearing. You draw your weapon and slowly spread to search the area. There's a small camp right in the center of the clearing. You look inside the tent but find nothing inside. Whoever set up camp here is gone. Next to the tent there's a big strange metallic object stuck in the ground. What the hell is that? This seems to be the source of the signal. It seems metallic, but I can't tell what kind. It looks like a beacon. Do you think it's marking the camp's location? Maybe, or it could be a distress signal. Take a look at this place. It's probably been years since someone set up this camp. So they came to rescue them and left the beacon activated? Or maybe they never came. Although that doesn't explain why the signal source changed. Bordeaux says, but maybe we can examine it at the ship's engineering workshop and get some answers. Captain, this is too valuable to leave here. There's no way to get it to the ship. It's too big and it seems pretty heavy. We can carry it. I insist, Captain. This could be one of the most important discoveries of our time. Alright. Despite its size, the beacon is lighter than you thought, and in just half an hour you've already managed to dig it up from the ground. Bordeaux and several crew members carry the metallic structure and you start your way back. Watch out, Lou! To the right! To your right! The crew members fall down and drop the beacon. You walk over to Bordeaux and hold out your hand. Let's keep moving. Once on the ship, the crew carries the beacon to the engineering workshop while you head to the command bridge along with Bordeaux. We'll start working on it as soon as possible. Keep me updated. So that'll be another thing that we have to do on the ship. There's a shipyard here. I think this will be... Yeah. The Cosmos Explorer is... the Rebellion Coup. So this is where we can buy a new ship, I think. Yeah, we got the buy here. The 7,000 if we wanted to buy a second ship. Infinite Asteroids, of course. The Cosmos Explorer is a very, very lightweight blast cannon. Very fast, maneuverable. Lots of agility and weapon energy. 1,800 resistance on the shield, on the hull there. And only 700 shields. This is going to explode very quickly. And the Rebellion Coup. Lots of shield strength and engine power. Apparently that's quite a good ship. Look at these bars, apart from its hull resistances, which are quite limited, it would seem. But yeah, limited armaments as well. Only 2 utility slots. Anyway, that's where you would buy a ship if you wanted to. And this is where you would cycle what ship you were using. Alright, let's get out of here. Okay, let's see. So in the engineering department then... Oh, I thought it'd be in the research lab, but clearly not. Okay then, well, let's go to... Where the hell do we need to go, actually? I've lost track of everything. Yahoo! That's where we need to go. Yahoo! Yahoo! Off we go! Alright, welcome to...
We're getting some very strange readings.
Oh.
What the hell is that? May, focus the sensors on the signal from coordinates 15008.
Augmenting the scale. Decoding parameters. I detect high radiation readings, Captain, but I cannot locate the source of the emission.
Crew, exercise extreme caution. We're heading to the source of the signal.
Alright. Looks like the main mission is finally on. Oh. Never mind. Please stand by. You walk through the corridors of your ship near the training room when you hear the clamor of the crew doing combat simulations. You approach a walkway, making sure you have a good view to observe the training. Sosa says to Mitchell, lift your elbows. You must keep your guard up. And Gervais, move your waist. You have to follow the blows with it. Good job. The crewmen notice your presence. Captain, you've arrived right on time. Why don't you come and join us? All right. You go down the stairs and stand next to the crewman Sosa, who is still leading the training. We'll take advantage of the fact that we have the captain to give you a practical demonstration of hand-to-hand combat techniques. Don't worry, Captain. Won't be harmed. He still has to pay us this month's salary. You hear the laughter of the crew while Sosa hands you a pair of training gloves. I don't know if I can say the same about you, Sosa. Aptitude 5. We have to roll 5 or more. Here we go. Let's punch her in the throat with a 2. God damn it. Failed. Yeah, the crew are impressed and form groups again to continue practicing. You pat Sosa a couple of times in the back and return to the command bridge. And back to work. Oh well, never mind. I get my butt kicked, I guess. Alright. With a little bit of a random distraction out of the way, onwards to the Genesis! The Genesis, like I mentioned at the beginning of the episode here, is the prologue ship. If you haven't played the prologue, again, we recommend it. It explains a lot. But this is one of the most technologically advanced vessels in the Republic. and technology has not been able to replicate it since, due to the war.
These look like the remains of a ship, Captain.
Not just
This
our
isn't
ship.
the debris of just any ship. These are the remains of Captain Scott's flagship, the Genesis.
Oh, I'm sorry, Captain. We know how much you admired her.
Scott was the captain in charge of my training during my years as a recruit. I owe her a great deal of who I am today. She didn't deserve an M like that at the hands of her own allies. Prepare the life support equipment. We're going in.
On your order.
I saw the blue glowy and was instantly like, gotta get it. Gotta get it. Gotta get that blue glowy. I don't think anything else is blue glowy around here, so... But there's the Genesis. A deep sorrow fills you as you board the ship. It is hard to believe this piece of junk was once the Genesis. You are lucky enough to have trained on the Genesis many years ago. In your time as a recruit, you were able to see for yourself what she and her crew were capable of. Jane Scott had been more than just a mentor to you. After years of service with success after success in battle, and earning the admiration of every captain of the Republic, there was no doubt she was the ideal person to lead its army. No soldier could believe the news that she had rejected that position, ceding it to one of her most trusted crew members, Admiral Xiao. We must reach the command bridge, or search the ship. Let's search the ship. You follow the clear path without finding anything interesting. The state of the ship is catastrophic. You have done well to deploy the appropriate machinery for boarding, because re-establishing a flow of energy, even with an external source, would require days of work. If you cannot reach the black box in the bridge, there is only one solution. It is doable, but particularly complex. In theory, if you can access the Genesis My core, you could recover some of the data and upload it to your ship's My to find out exactly what happened. Do you think it's possible? It's theoretically possible, Captain. The only concern is the state of the My System core. If she isn't too badly damaged, there's a good chance we could repair her and do a data transfer. However, the process might corrupt our own system. It will take some time for the engineering team to manage to connect the two without generating fatal errors. We must try. You're able to access the room where the hardware of the My System is located. Without much difficulty, the system seems unusually complex. You're able to access the room where the hardware of the My System is located without too much difficulty. The system seems unusually complex. The first time you saw this room during a training, nothing about it struck you as out of the ordinary. Looking at it now, after your experience with dozens of ships, you can immediately notice the differences. The Genesis was definitely on a different level to the rest of the ships in the Interstellar Republic. Most of the components are badly damaged, but you know that is nothing to worry about. The core is the only crucial part. It is essentially a module where the processed data gets recorded, allowing full recovery in case the rest of the systems fail. At least that is your understanding after having spent so many years on the ship, but you are sure it is a lot more complicated than that. In any case, once you get hold of it, the engineering team would take over. Search for the core. You carefully open the compartment and find the module does not look good, but you manage to extract it after a while. It is difficult to know if it is damaged. The outside appearance is somewhat burnt, as if covered by a layer of black paint, which is not a good sign. Nonetheless, you cannot make a proper diagnosis until you've reviewed it more closely. And I get these two options. It's too risky. What's too risky? Let's try access the bridge. It's time to go. We must relay this Vice Admiral. Let's access the bridge. The ready captains questioned her reasoning. You, who had honor of knowing her personally, understood perfectly. She was a true woman of action, an adventurous soldier who smiled defiantly in the face of death. As an admiral of the Interstellar Republic, she would have spent the rest of her life attending meetings and mediating between interplanetary conflicts, which was simply not the life for her. The bridge is located on the upper deck of the ship. With the ship in this state, it will be difficult to access. The elevators do not work, so the only possible route there is via the stairs. The path will not be easy. A massive explosion has left the systems completely useless, meaning several gates will have to be forced open, and many routes will be blocked by rubble. I'll leave it in your hands, engineers. Systems upgrade 6+. Oh, come on. Oh, we got 2 dice. We got 2 dice. That's a 5. That's damn it. Oh, right. It takes the highest. Jesus. That was terrible then. You are moving as fast as you can through the ship. In one access point is blocked by rubble. You manage to create a small tunnel through which you fit one by one. The tunnel seems sturdy enough until it suddenly comes down on one of your crew. Rubble falls, striking the crewmates' head. 2 of them are wounded. Hiromi and Nicholas. Keep moving. Oh my god. Advancing through the collapsed corridor is a slow and tedious process. Engineers attempt to draw plans and crunch numbers to try and determine a safe and efficient route for the rest of the team. You will cautiously move through the remains of the Genesis until you reach the main bridge. Repair the machinery. We must open the gate. Let's try to jumpstart the system. System upgrades or investigations. I mean, 2 dice with this one, I suppose, is the higher chance. Repair the machinery. We must open the gate. 8 or more. Oh boy, here we go. Come on, baby. 5. Oh dear. No! Oh, this sucks. Oh, it sucks hard. You place the device and turn the machinery on. With a bit of luck, the pressure should cause the stoppers to release, allowing you to open it. You cover the ears in preparation to activate the device. The extenders give in to the pressure and break, springing out of place. This will not work. The reinforced door of the control bridge is too strong to force open. Let's try and jumpstart the system. Investigation 8+ on a single dice roll. We might get lucky. There's an 8. There's an 8. Yes. Come on. Let's go. Your engineer team opens the panel and quickly begins connecting cables to the generator you brought. The concept is simple. Disconnect the door from its currently dysfunctional system and hook it up to externally in order to activate it from your own systems. Cross your fingers, the equipment turns on, access terminal quickly lights up, enter the command bridge. The interior does not seem much better than the rest of the ship. Most of the terminals are completely useless. Many of their screens are shattered into 1,000 pieces. You relentlessly search the bridge but find nothing. The black box has completely disappeared. Oh. Never mind. It looks like that's not all that's missing. You were absolutely right. The black box absence is quite the mystery, but what is even more disturbing is that there has been no sign of Captain Scott's body. All throughout the ship, you have seen the bodies of multiple crew members who died in combat. In other rooms, the hull was breached, which would have caused complete decompression, and anyone inside would have been violently jettisoned. This was different. Despite the damage to the bridge, the fact that the debris was still lying around was a clear sign that the bridge had not been depressurized. I've become observant, which increases my aptitude by 1, which is lovely. Time to go. You leave the ship, but not before attaching one of your trackers to its hull. As soon as you relay your findings to Vice Admiral Flynn, the Republic will try to recover what is left of the Genesis. After all, it had been the Republic's flagship for decades. Let's get back to headquarters.
I still can't believe it. The Genesis was the most powerful ship of the Republic. I'm surprised the Children of the Sun were able to destroy it.
Nartas's ships outnumbered our ships by a wide margin, Captain. The probability of success was extremely low. I'm sure that Captain Scott knew it.
May, set a course to the General Headquarters. We'll inform Admiral Flynn of the situation after the War Council. We won't abandon Scott's ship as if it were space trash.
Well, we've got another couple of things to do here, a little side quest to do before we go off to the War Council. Okay, suspicious activity. 2 ships cut you off and open communication channels. At last, we found you, Captain. We've been following your trail for several days. You add to an annoyance. Deception of an interstellar Republic ship is a crime. What do you want? You seem to be carrying something of great value, Captain. I'm afraid that our client has vested interest in your cargo. Surrender the tablet and we'll allow you to carry on. You're a bit late. We're no longer in possession of the tablet. Oh, now we can actually go, here, have it, surrender. Have a fight, or see if we can send them on a wild goose chase. Let's see if where this pans out. After the negative response, the captain of the enemy ship replies angrily, I will not repeat myself again. Give us a tablet or suffer the consequences. The ships are moving to take positions before the attack begins. I told you we don't have it. That's it. You've exhausted my patience. Everyone to their battle stations. Let's teach the Republic to take Red Tier seriously. Oh boy. This will be fun. Let's end this one real quick. Oh. What happened?
Ships has been destroyed.
Your friend abandoned you. That's what happened. I think he's so far away. If I can get hits on him from this far out. I really don't. Sort of. It's difficult to tell what direction in a two-dimensional screen, what direction he's going in. So you have to aim your cursor in some weird places, I tell you.
One of our shields has fallen.
Oh yeah, crap, I didn't notice that. Right.
Well done. May, send a damage report to my terminal immediately.
Jobs are good. Hijacked freighter. Well, we're a little bit worse for wears right now. Let's see if we can use that repair kit. Yep, there we go. Alright, who's hijacking what where? As soon as you arrive in the area, the ships are placed in battle formation. Once again, you open communications with little hope that they'll give up without a fight. This is Captain Spanjington. We demand your immediate surrender or will be forced to attack. You receive no response from the enemy ships. You sigh to yourself, wondering if anyone will ever heed your warnings. We've warned you.
Time to teach you a little lesson.
Oh, they're going to teach me a little lesson, guys. Oh, no.
I'll make sure to end you quickly.
Yeah. Right, you're kind of going out of range right now. So, what do we do about this? Do we start on someone else? I think we end this guy down here.
We've lost the shield.
Shit, I was hoping for a little absolute kill then.
One of the enemy ships has been destroyed.
Oh, we've lost all shields. Lost our shield, we've lost all of our fucking shields. Uh-oh. This is not good.
That hurts.
Just before opening fire on the last ship, you hear a voice coming from the intercom. Okay, we give up. I'll authorize the docking of the ship, and we'll wait for you, unarmed, on the upper deck. The organic crystal cargo is intact in the ship's hold. I will accept this surrender. Okay, we accept your surrender. I'm warning you. At the slightest suspicion, a suspicious move, we'll kill all of you. If you want to stay alive, I suggest you don't try anything funny. You cut the communication and request a docking of the ship, as agreed. Process confirmed at the moment. Get ready, we're going in.
Pilot, take us to the next target.
Good, because at 44 hull and no shields, I was getting a little bit antsy there. The hatch opens and you head towards the deck where you find the pirates lying on the ground with their hands on their back of their heads. The crew seizes them and takes them to the ship's cells. We got 3 prisoners. What about the cargo? Sosa and Javette have gone down to the cellar. They should be back soon enough. Cellar. Cargo hold. As Maury predicted, the crew shows up again after a few minutes. The pirates were telling the truth, Captain. We found all the containers in the warehouse. We'll need help to transport all the material to the ship's cargo hold. Copy that. Take care of everything. 9 raw or organic crystals. Back to the ship. And then we blow the ship up as well. That's how you fucking do it. That's how you space police. Hoorah. Give me that. Gimme. Okay. And give me that. Gimme. Okay. Right. Let's get to a station. We need repairs. And we need to sell some prisoners. Because, you know, space police. Hoorah. Alright. Docking Bay 14. Yeah. Not quite my usual standard of docking, but got the job done. Okay, we got a canteen, which we'll check out in a minute, but let's do our usual repairs here. They've got an R80 launch rocket system. Ooh. 20 damage to the hull per second. An ion reactor, which gives us engine power. We're going to get one of these again. Yep. light guided, laser, light cannon, the Republic Mark III, and a light plasma cannon. Ooh, that might be nice. The Mark III there. You can actually upgrade these things. So you can actually upgrade them using materials down here. These like upgrade that light plasma cannon Mark I to a Mark II, for example. Requires 3 quantum cores. So, you know, the more stuff we blow up and scrap old turrets and stuff like that, the more of these quantum cores I think we get. So this seems to be the only way to get them. But that's fine. What is this that I've got here? A laser interceptor Mark III, shotgun, light cannon Republic Mark II, repeating cannon Mark I. Interesting. So we've got some new stuff here, haven't we? So that does hull damage 34 per second. Low grade light machine gun. It's great rate of fire, makes it a great multifunctional weapon. Okay. Well, I haven't got another utility, so I might stick that one on there as well and just have lots of point defense at the moment. But we got a light cannon Republic Mark I, and that's a regular cannon in the Republic. The question is, do I drop some of my plasmas for more cannons? But I think I'm down in shields very, very quickly at the moment with 4 plasma cannons. They are just ripping through shields like crazy. But then only having one weapon that does hull damage means that I'm not destroying them very fast. It's a tricky balance to make, really. So I think I'm going to scrap the rest of these and get all the bits out of them. I'll keep the shotgun Mark III, because I mean, that is like... Do you know what? No, I'm not. It's not even that good. Grab it! No, actually, it's... Yeah, scrap it. Definitely scrap it. Still can't upgrade anything. Can't get the next one, unfortunately. I think it's crafting 3 I need, but we're focusing these guys down certain routes. So let's get this guy onto crafting. We've got a repeating cannon that we could research here. This opens up the option to then, like, create it. We've got a few injured people that need to go into sickbay. And then once they're all back up and running, we should be good. We need to go to the War Council. And we got dice in the dining room. Okay, so we do have the canteen. Let's see what that brings us. You find yourself in the station's cantina meditating the current situation. When 2 crew members from another Republic ship enter and sit near you, they have a heated conversation about what the best type of ammunition is. One of them thinks that heavier munitions are better due to their destructive capability, while the other believes that light munitions are easier to use and more versatile. Heavy is better, light is better, or I'm indifferent to the type of ammunition that's best. I'll make a decision. Captain, come on. Heavy's better. The quicker you stop something from shooting at you, the better, to be honest. Heavy munitions are always going to give you a clear advantage over a thicker hulled ship. I always try to keep the ship topped up with this type of ammo, and I have gained heavy weapons. Increases damage, but energy costs increased. I will accept it. There we go. That was something, I guess, wasn't it? Let me just quickly check ship again. I'm going to go ahead and buy this R80 rocket launch system here. I do wonder if that will allow me to research it. It doesn't. Okay, that's fine. Okay, all my crew members, I think, are healed up. Everybody's back up to full strength. Engineering workshop, there's no more scrapping to do, unless I want to scrap the repeating cannon. I've got it crystal deposit. It required processing before it can be used in manufacturing process of new device. So does that go in there? And it produces this crystal stuff here, does it? I've got it crystal. Yes, it does. All right. Apparently clicking cancel just makes that go through. Never mind. All right. Prisoners. Here you can turn in your prisoners to return a reward. Here we go. Prisoners. All 3 for 1,800 credits. There we go. Bingo. Okay, I think we can go now. A long yawn echoes from the command bridge. The crew has long retired to rest, and the deathly silence, along with the dim lighting, your monitors are pushed you to the limit. I am going to rest. Roger that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we've had this before. Head to the dining room. Oh, yeah. So, This is where we play the dice game again. Let's ignore them and go to bed. I'm cold. Brew gains less experience. Oh, for Christ's sake. Back to work. I just wanted to go to bed. Okay. Choose the fun options. Always choose the fun options, guys. Even if you just want to get on with stuff. Just choose the fun options. Okay. We got to go to the war council now. So, Vuli. We need to go to Vuli. Let's go. Vuli. Vuli. There it is. Here we go.
Greetings, Captain. I hope you didn't have any setbacks on your journey here.
All of our missions have setbacks, sir. In fact, I must speak with you in private.
The War Council will be held in a few hours. Whatever it is, we'll have to wait. Land immediately and take care of everything before the Council.
At your disposal, Admiral.
Okay. Let's get down there. Here we go then. Headquarters. Welcome to the headquarters of the Republic Fleet. You enter the headquarters for the first time, and it leaves you quite surprised. Most of your military training had taken place at the Tacet Stella Barracks, a stark contrast to the sophistication you see before you. Captains and other military officials are all heading for the immense hall where the meeting is about to take place. This is only the beginning. Even though the attack by the Children of the Sun caught the Republic off guard, you are quick to pick yourselves up and begin planning the counterattack. Head towards the Great Hall. The hall is gigantic. A large table in the background presides over the meeting, while the rest of the captains are seated in their designated areas. You go to yours, and after a few minutes, the council begins. After a few words to honor the hundreds of lives that have perished in the defense of Tacet Stella, Vice Admiral Flynn addresses the hall. It's time to plan our next move. The Republic has been decimated. In these dark times, we need a firm hand to lead the counterattack. As a first step, the council has promoted me to Admiral. I promise not to disappoint you. I will make the Children of the Sun pay for the assassination of Admiral Xiao. The whispers among the crowd make it clear that the majority of captains were not informed of the changes. The Interstellar Republic usually chooses its commanders democratically from among the captains in higher ranks. An election behind closed doors was not customary, but, in your view, necessary. With war imminent, there is no time to go back and forth on who should take the lead. Promoting the second in command certainly seems the most efficient way to proceed. What's the situation at Tacet Stella? The meeting opens up to a forum. You ask for permission to speak to inquire about the situation at the old headquarters. The sacrifice of Captain Scott and her crew was enough to balance the battle. Only a handful of ships guard the destroyer Phoenix, Admiral Nartos' ship. The final attack was powerful enough to pierce the shields and leave the engines completely useless. If Nartos is unprotected, we must act as soon as possible. We have information that Admiral Nartos has left the ship to lead the space conquest. But if he thinks we won't act, he underestimates us. We'll destroy the ship long before they see it coming. However, we must be cautious. It might yet be another trap by the Children of the Sun. They may well be waiting for us to slip up to kill those of us left alive. The longer we wait, the lower our chances of success. He's right. We must be certain. Now, let's go. I understand your concern. The Phoenix is a fearsome enemy and currently at our mercy. But we don't know what Admiral Nartos has in store. An unplanned attack could easily land us in an ambush. I will not begin my command by sending my men into a death trap. That does not make any sense. The Phoenix warship is a masterpiece of engineering, a weapon of such stature. It has played a decisive role in every war the Children of the Sun have won. It was even able to stop the Genesis, the best warship of the Republic. If the Children of the Sun were to recover it, that would certainly tip the scales in their favor. Listen to the rest of the hearing. The council concludes and the gigantic hall quickly empties. The constant disagreements have sapped your spirits. Far from consolidating you as a unit, the attack has divided you more than you thought. The various groups of captains have taken different sides, supporting the representatives they believe to be the most qualified for the position of Admiral. Even if it bothers them to see Flynn as Admiral of the Republic, returning the blow to the Children of the Sun is much more important. After hours of debate, Flynn and the rest of the senior officials start planning the assault. Even if you take your time setting up the offensive, the Republic would make the Children of the Sun pay for everything they have done. Back to the ship. Wow. You enter the headquarters to meet with Darrell Flynn, the newly appointed Fleet Admiral of the Interstellar Republic, to update him on the status of the Genesis. There are far fewer captains than there were at the council. The delay until the attack on Tacit Stella is making you extremely nervous, as waiting too long could have fatal consequences. Captain Spanjington, good to see you. Captain Scott wouldn't stop talking about you even after she finished your training. She was sure you would go far. Her death has been a hard blow for us all, as I'm sure you're aware, since it's all the younger captains talk about. Admiral Xiao may have had the highest authority. There was no captain more famous and beloved than Jane Scott. That's what I wanted to talk to you about, Admiral. We found the Genesis. Flynn cannot disguise his look of surprise. You give him an overview of the situation, mentioning the tracker you placed. Splendid work, Spanjington. Recovering the Genesis might give us some advantage. I'll send Captain David Robinson to accompany you with 2 tow ships. Your mission will be to secure the ship's anchorage for its transport to the headquarters docks. As you command, Admiral. As you command. So yeah, once again, if you haven't played through the prologue...
We'll escort you to the ship and begin to dock, sir. Keep your eyes peeled. We could run into enemy ships in the sector.
Understood, Captain. We'll keep the rear and jump once you confirm the coordinates.
Roger. Crew, to your positions. Our current objective is to recover the Genesis.
So yeah, once again, if you've not seen or played the prologue, I do recommend it. It does explain a lot. Children of the Sun are the bad guys. That wasn't already clear. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the end of this episode of Between the Stars, now in version 1 release. Thank you very much to the developers for this opportunity to showcase this game once again. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see some more from me on Between the Stars. It is pretty expansive, and it's got a lot of great stuff in it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you again, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.